Big horsepower is the name of the game in straight line racing, but the trick of the trade is getting that power to the ground. The house that builds it the biggest in monster truck racing may end up knee-deep in some soggy northeast soil as Mother Nature intends to play a trump card that could be a game changer. Up next, the monsters roll into Sarver, Pennsylvania looking for some good old-fashioned heads-up side-by-side straight line racing. Will they get it? Stay tuned. Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania, we bring you a power-packed edition of Monster Power today. We got two big bad Rams in the field. We've got the Equalizer Natural Disaster Racing and the defending racing champion from this event in 2017, Brandon Darrow's Bad News Travels Fast. This is normally a pretty fast track, but Mother Nature threw us a curveball. It has been raining all weekend long, and the clay here is really oversaturated, meaning no matter how much they turn this dirt, it's going to be real hard to find any traction on this track. So we'll have to wait and see if horsepower will actually be a setback here. Consistency may pay off. Maybe a bit of a tortoise and a hare situation before the day is over. So stay with us. Qualifying round highlights are next here on Monster Power. Monster Power getting ready for qualifying round action on a very, very muddy front stretch here at the Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania. And very fitting, the first truck up will be the storm damaged Chevrolet out of the state of Maryland, being piloted by Travis Bowery out of Virginia. Very straight run to set the pace. We'll see what the elapsed time is. 7.46, not bad. We'll have to see where that leaves him in the field as the afternoon goes on. Up next, a real road test. Here's Matt Dishman out of Champaign, Illinois in the Rammunition. Big Hemi power, and he is all over the track. Not a bad run, maybe a low sevens. We'll have to wait and see. 6.98, he did better than I thought he would, but again, it's only two trucks out. We'll see where he lands by the end of qualifying. The track may come around by the end of this. Here's the 2017 racing champion trying to defend that championship this year. This is Brandon Darrow out of Elkton, Virginia. It looked like he might have tried to ease off the line. It didn't help him any. Right now, I'm going to say that run's going to put him at the bottom of the pack, and we're getting a 7.99. For an elapsed time. Not the run he was looking for, but again, consistency may be the key this afternoon, so if he can keep it straight, that might be all that's needed. Here comes Hurricane Force now. Stephen Thompson out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Pretty pretty aggressive shot, very straight out of that top lane, and you got to remember there's a bit of a camber to this course, so you'd think you'd want the bottom side, and a 6.06 elapsed time will take the #1 spot for the moment. Up next, though, a guy who can definitely get the job done out of Catlett, Virginia, Mike Hawkins in the Lucas Oil Equalizer. And he backed out of it in no man's land. That will end up hurting him just a bit. And the time we're getting is a 7.18. That'll land him about mid-pack right now. We've got one more truck to go, and it's another big Hemi-powered machine. Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois in the Raminator. Again, in that top lane, we'll see what it does to him. All over the course. We'll wait and see. I can tell you he's not going to get #1. See, I'm going to say about a mid-pack run. No, a 6.90 will land him in second place. So we will pair them up when we come back. Round #1 is on the way. Stay with us. Monster Power returns. Back at the Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania, getting ready for round 1. Monster truck racing, the first pair on the line. Will pit the #6 qualifier against the #3 qualifier in the near lane. That is Matt Dishman and Rammunition, who had all that problem on the top side. He is going to try to put Brandon Darrow in the bad lane and take advantage of it that way. You can see he's got his wheels cocked a little bit to the right. He's trying to offset the camber of that track and keep the truck a little bit more down the middle to see if it works for him. It will not. He's all out of shape. Brandon Darrow will cruise on through in a much better run than he had in qualifying. Matt Dishman will finish in the wrong lane. That strategy did not work for him at all. Brandon Darrow will move a little bit closer toward defending that 2017 Racing Championship here in 2018. And it's a victory he would love to get, especially under adverse conditions, as there is more rain on the way according to the forecast. Another look at it here, and you can see he had the wheels cocked, and it just did exactly the opposite of what he wanted it to do. It just took the truck straight to the middle of the track. And when he tried to counter steer, with all that mud on the course and all that horsepower, he just slid around underneath him. There was nothing he could do about it. Did the right thing, though. He didn't stay in it, did not end up in the other lane while there was a truck over there. Kind of kept things under control, stayed away from the other guy's equipment, and allowed Brandon Darrow cruise on to victory here in round #1. We set up our next pair. It will be your #4 qualifier. That is the Equalizer. Mike Hawkins against the #1 qualifier. Stephen Thompson in Hurricane Force out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Now Mike had trouble out of this lane. They're both in the same lane they were in qualifying. Mike, though, ran pretty straight. The straightest run we saw, though, was Stephen Thompson in Hurricane Force. It looks like we got a little bit of a staging battle going on here. See, I don't know that... Actually, no, the Hurricane Force Ford is not fired. You see your starter, Kevin Willicke, holding Mike Hawkins right there, waiting for some semblance of life. And then now, They're going to back Equalizer off the starting line. Starter going over to find out what is happening on the Hurricane Force Ford. Now, he had starter box issues earlier in the day. We'll have to see if that's what got him here. Calling over Kevin Kozala, who's crewing for the Hurricane Force Ford today, to see if they can figure out exactly what is going on with this truck. May end up with a bye run right here in the first round. It'd be a shame after qualifying number 1. Now we hear fire. The cheer from the crowd, and both trucks now fired and ready to pull to the line. We are going to have a second matchup here in round number 1. No bye run for the Equalizer today. But will that get into Stephen Thompson's head that he had those problems on the starting line? We stage him up, get ready to go. The second matchup of round number 1. And Wilkie hits the deck. So the mud claims another victim. And it looks like it'll claim a third. Equalizer is all over the track. In fact, finishes the course sideways. He slid completely sideways off of that last car. Stephen Thompson will cruise to a victory. So both wins out of this first round have come out of that topside lane. We'll get another look at it. Watch the starter, by the way. Sorry, Kevin. He's wearing those platform mud boots. All that clay getting collected up under there. And there you see Stephen Thompson cruising to victory as Equalizer slides off of the last set of cars completely sideways. Now, final matchup of round number 1. Travis Mowry in the near lane in the storm damaged Chevrolet Square Body up against the big Hemi horsepower Ram Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois. As of right now, Mike Hawkins holds on to the fast loser spot. We'll see if one of these two will end up there. Mowry sounds like he's having a little bit of an engine problem. Raminator goes on through. He will go to round number 2, the semifinals. Match up with Hurricane Force. Storm damage, by the way, will get the fast loser position. He will match up with Brandon Darrow and Bad News Travels Fast. So it'll be a Ram and a Ford and a Chevrolet in the semifinals. There's another look at that run. Not a bad run for either truck, but again, it did not sound like Mowry was getting the horsepower to the track like he wanted to. Maybe an electrical problem. Something not quite right in that big square body Chevrolet. Now, we line the Raminator back up. He heads back to the starting line. Andy Olin picking up some spare parts right there. Gives a thumbs up. We'll head off the track, and we're go for the semifinals. Mark Hall is right back on the starting line. Stephen Thompson's already there. Ford Ram in the semis. Here we go. Good launch, but a little bit out of shape on the start for the Ram. Nice aggressive heads-up run. Stephen Thompson going to get the measure of the Raminator and head to the final round, where he will take on the winner of the next matchup. Going to take one more look at that one, though, before we get to that second matchup in the semis. Look at Mark Hall spinning on the starting line. Stephen Thompson, nice straight horsepower to the ground all the way through on that run. Both of them sliding into turn number 1 down there. But Stephen Thompson takes that momentum on through to the final round. Now, Brandon Darrow Bad News travels fast, would like to push his way past Travis Mowry into that final round. He's got 2 more runs left before he can call himself a 2-time champion here at Sarver, Pennsylvania's Lernerville Speedway. Both of those contenders are from the Natural Disaster Racing team. They would love nothing more than to make it an all-Menti final. But from the sounds off the starting line, they're not going to do it. Brandon Darrow will cruise through to the final round. Those problems continue for Travis Mowry. Not sure what is going on in that truck, but it doesn't matter at this point. It will be Bad News travels fast. Brandon Darrow in the final round against Stephen Thompson in Hurricane Force. Stay with us. A championship race and wheelies are up next.
Could have hurt.
Welcome back to Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania, as we get ready for the championship round of monster truck racing. Little bit of a change in the championship. Stephen Thompson unable to get Hurricane Force to the line, so Mark Hall, through the brake rule, makes his way back in. He will try one more time to knock down Brandon Darrow in Bad News travels fast. Hall, though, in the bad lane on the bottom side. Now with the track angled the way it is, you'd think the top lane would not be the place to be. That's not the case. Ready to go for the final round. Can Brandon Darrow do it again? Pretty obvious on the finish. Hall finishes right up against the inside wall there. Goes over the finish line completely sideways, and Brandon Darrow will indeed defend the 2017 Racing Championship here in 2018. 2 times here on the front stretch at Sarver, and he's got to be one very, very happy team owner. Watch it again. You see Hall already drifting to the center of the track, the truck. Just not getting the kind of grip he needs for that much horsepower, and he slid up that last ramp. He gave Andy a little bit of a scare there. Watch it one more time. Nice straight run for Brandon Darrow, and he's trackside with Jeff Bursey.
That ramp is no small task.
That's for sure, man. I tell you what, the lineup they brought back this year to Lernerville Speedway is second to none. It doesn't get any better than this. We knew we had to be on our A game to come out here and try to compete with these guys. The track was a little slick, but we're still hoping it's an awesome show for you guys, and I want to personally thank each and one of you, every one of you, for coming out through all the rain and everything and supporting us.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon Darrow, Bad News travels fast. First place racing champion here tonight.
Very, very happy Brandon Darrow, 2-time racing champion here at Sarver, Pennsylvania's Lernerville Speedway. Now we're going to change gears as the rain starts to come down again. Start off the wheelie competition. Travis Mowry in the big square body Chevrolet out of the state of Maryland. It's only been raining for about the last minute or so, but already the track is going away. Now, if you can use it to your advantage, this is basically a small freestyle. It's based on crowd approval, so whoever can come up with the most entertaining run is pretty much going to guarantee themselves the wheelie victory. Here now is the big horsepower, ramming a hard hit on the left-hand side of the ammunition machine. Matt Dishman now. Might be able to work the mud a little bit more, and he doesn't have to stay within track boundaries. All he has to do, sent the thing up on the rear tires. Not a bad job right there. He came at the cars with a little more momentum that time. One more shot in there. Look at the reflection off of the... We got some low-lying clouds and rain coming down. It's a mess out here, but these guys are still entertaining the fans as Brandon Darrow is going to go for another competition right here. Let's see if he can start toward a sweep of this show. That would be the next step. It was Derek Anson taking the freestyle competition here last year. Brandon would love to jump up and get that win. But if he wants to sweep, he's got to get this wheelie competition victory as well. Not doing too bad a job. The only problem here is getting the truck from one end of the track to the other in a reasonable amount of time because they're having a lot of trouble getting the trucks turned around on the front stretch. With that track camper, they seem to want to drift down toward the inside. It makes it hard to keep it away from the walls. Not too bad a run there, but I don't know if he's going to take the top spot for the moment away from Matt Dishman and Rammunition now. Here comes Steven Thompson in Hurricane Force. He would love to make up for that loss in racing. He technically won his way into the final round, but the truck would not fire. Cost him a shot at the racing championship here today, and he really was a favorite to win after that qualifying run. Hurricane Force, first hit. Not bad, but he smoked the tires a little bit. And he just showered down Richard Walker with mud. Promoter in-house today and getting right there in the action. As are we. Just got us too. So... no one's safe here. Lernerville Speedway, second hit. Not bad. All over the track. Pretty good run for Steven Thompson and Hurricane Force. Playing with it a little bit now. No, he knows the deal. He slides up on the wall there. There's actually a ramp for freestyle right there. That big mound of dirt you're looking at, there's a ramp on both sides of that K-rail. They can jump up over the wall into the infield. Shorten the amount of time that they'll have to spend driving around those K-rails, which will really help them today with this track as sloppy as it is. Nice job for Steven Thompson. He went after one more hit there in the Hurricane Force Ford. Looks like that might push him over for the moment. Now, here comes the equalizer, Chevrolet out of Catlin, Virginia. We know he can get the job done. Seen him before win wheelie competitions here on Monster Power. See if he can get himself another one here in Sarver. Nice first hit. Putting on the second too, and again, it's whatever you can do with the track you got. As I said, these really just turn into sort of mini freestyles, especially with the track in these conditions. You can only do what you can do with the space you have. Kind of relegated to this front stretch of racing lanes right now. Now there was a little wheelie car in between the first two car stacks there, but Matt Dishman messed that up for everyone. And Mike Hawkins taking another hit. One more down, not bad. I'm gonna say that's gonna take the top spot for the moment anyway. Just one more to go. That's gonna be Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, in the other Ram. It's the Raminator, all national champion. One. Definitely confident behind the wheel of a monster truck, but you can see how much trouble that they're having wielding that much horsepower. Just blew the tires off when he tried to stand it up on the end over there. Now he's going to end up down by the wall. Look at him. You can see how wet that bank is over there in turn number 4. So, let's see. What's he got left? Not bad, but I don't think that it's going to get the job done that he was hoping for here in the wheelie competition. We'll wait for the vote. There it is, Mike Hawkins in the Lucas Oil Equalizer will take that wheelie competition. And we will take a quick break, get a little bit of track grooming done. We're going to come back with Monster Truck Freestyle. Stay with us. Back at the Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania, getting ready for Monster Truck Freestyle. Now, we've already seen one competitor hit this track. It was Travis Mowry in the storm-damaged Chevrolet out of the state of Maryland. Travis stormed the track, hit just about everything out there, and the truck looked better than it has all day long after the bus. You can see all the mud on the truck. The rain has stopped, and the front stretch is actually coming around, but this infield is a huge mess. There's standing water, grass, not a lot of traction to be had in the center of this track. So Mowry's setting the stage and setting it very well, and now the next competitor to hit the track is Matt Dishman out of Champaign, Illinois, in the big Hemi-powered Ram called Rammunition. He does not have to worry as much here about keeping this truck straight, so he'll be able to leg that motor a little more. And he can actually play with the fact that that thing's getting sideways, so that could end up being to his advantage if that truck wants to drift all over this track. And that looks like that's what he's doing as he slides up into turn number 4 there. It's back down the front stretch. Heads into the infield at turn number 1. Let's see what he does as he lines up for the bus, it looks like. But now he's drifting out here to the toward the back stretch where the bulldozers are. So there you can see all the standing water that's here as he heads for the crush cars center track. And as I said, there is just no traction out here. When we walked from our position during racing to the backstretch over here to set up our cameras, and there was just a lake of water between us and this backstretch. And that is exactly where he's playing, and that's what we saw Travis Mowry earlier, struggling with keeping the truck straight here, and you can see it's the same problem for Matt Dishman. Again, goes around the bus, and I think he's trying to get it lined up over there, but it's just not working for him. He's doing the right thing, though. He's not spending too much time lining up for a move that might not happen. When it's not happening, he's just moving on to the next thing as he hops back over the wall here. Some muddy donuts down there in turn number 1. Back to the infield. You can actually see when he's coming in there where the clods of dirt are landing, you can see water splashing up again, standing water down in the corners there as he heads up and over the bus. Nicely done. It tripped him over a little bit right there. He could not get quite the momentum I think he wanted, but still does a nice job. Getting some good air here. I'd say at this point he's matched what Travis Mowry did in his run, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to take over. See what he's got left as the run will start winding down right here. Nice launch up and over the wall. And that'll be it. Not a bad run for Matt Dishman. He struggled a little bit in the infield, but I think everyone's going to be having that problem. So take a look at some of the highlights. Carried good momentum all the way through the run, and again, it's not easy to do when you're dealing with the truck basically floating from trackside to trackside. So Matt laying down a run he can be proud of, but coming up next is a guy who would love to take this competition too. He's already won the racing. Mike Hawkins killed any prayer of Brandon Darrow sweeping this competition when he took the Wheelie victory. Brandon, though, could take 2 or 3 and go out of here as an overall champion. He's winding it up right here. He's getting some nice air with the truck on that front stretch. Again, the traction has come around just a little bit out there since the rain has stopped and the sun's come back out. But love to see how the truck handles the infield. That could be where these freestyles are won and lost, is how quickly you get from one side of that infield to the other. Brandon playing on the front stretch for a bit before he comes in here. I think we'll see him probably on the next pass inside. He's running those tribute colors from when Bruce Haney bought the old Excalibur truck from Chuck Balkin and made it the first Bad News Travels Fast. Went on to have this truck built. Became the second Bad News Travels Fast. Brandon bought it. He's running under several different schemes, and now with the old tribute Excalibur colors on there, celebrating 20 years of Bad News Travels Fast. Let's see what he can do here in Sarver, Pennsylvania. He's struggling a bit over there too. He does get it lined up for the bus. Not bad. Might need to come at that thing with a little bit more speed. We'll have to see if he comes back to it. These crush cars, again, a lot of standing water out here in the infield. Now he's getting that thing wound up, ready to hit the bus again. It looks like he is going to go for it. He bumps an obstacle. Let's see what he can do. A little more momentum. Very, very nice. And he stands it up in the air. How do you do that without traction? Holy cow. I don't think anyone thought that was going to be possible today. He does a slap wheelie and carries it about a third of the length of the infield. Went through the standing water on the rear tires, by the way. He balanced that thing perfectly. That was beautiful. Anything now is going to be icing on the cake. That was awesome. Let's see what he's got left. Working the front stretch. Gonna wind it down right there. Brandon Darrow, Bad News Travels Fast. Getting the fans on their feet with that one. Did what he needed to do. That will, for the moment, take the top spot. We have 3 more to go. Stay with us. More freestyle coming up next. Well, here's the run. They're all going to have to shoot for Brandon Darrow. Bad News travels fast, just laid down. This shot, watch this, stands it up perfectly, and look at all the mud coming off the back tires. Rode through standing water on the rear tires, and had to Bowery killed that wheel stand, although had he carried it any further, he'd have plowed right into the crush cars, and that could have been a huge mess. Now, hurricane force, Stephen Thompson out of Hagerstown, Maryland, will try to outdo what Brandon Darrow just laid down. Big hang time on this. That's the way to get it done. Body coming apart on the big bad Maryland Ford as he just deposited the tailgate up there by the pits. It's probably the best place to do it. Work his way back down here. Steven coming off a Monster Jam Series tour. See if he learned anything driving there that'll help him here. And it's all the way around. Comes in the center. Gonna line it right up for the bus. Let's see what he's got. A lot of speed here. What's he gonna do? Big shot. Up and over the bus. He might be on his way to knocking Brandon Darrow out of the top spot as he heads back down. It looks like he's going to hit these crush cars again. Let's see what he can do. Nice. Oh, he's going to backside the bus. Big shots over this bus. Those are probably the two biggest hits we've seen. Actually, those are the two biggest hits we've seen so far in this freestyle. If he can fill the time from here on, I say he's got the win. Needs to avoid the loss of momentum, but it's going to be tough to do with all this mud out here. Let's see what he can do now as he heads down the front stretch toward the racing lanes. Oh, man, huge hit sideways over the starting line set. Pretty fearless. Got real close in there by those K-rails up on the right side of that truck. Carrying huge momentum around the track here. This comes back in. That's the place to be right there. He figured that out. Now he's carrying all kinds of speed to the bus. What's he got? Oh, man. Huge launch. Is coming off. Another huge hit over the crush cars. Let's see if he backsides his bus again. Another huge hit for Stephen Thompson and Hurricane Force. Right now, I'm saying he's going to take over the lead with this. Brandon Darrow laid down an incredible move. It's going to be near impossible to top that move as far as a unique move, but this is just a move-to-move, wall-to-wall, high-speed run. It's going to take a whole lot to knock this one down. As some fluid starts to pour out of the back of the truck. We'll have to see what that is. Well, I don't think it's fuel. I thought there might be fuel coming out of the back of the truck, but that doesn't appear to be what it is. Something let loose right there. As you can see, it's spraying. Body's all torn up. Covered truck. He's not done yet. I thought he was going to bring it to a stop. He's backing it up, realigning, although now he's going to bring it to an end right here. What a run for Stephen Thompson. And we're going to get right to the next truck, so we're only going to get a chance to take a look at a couple of moves, but there's some huge ones. Look at this. There goes the tailgate, knocked that clean off. Then, here's the big hit over the bus into the sunlight. Huge air out of the Maryland Ford for Stephen Thompson. He will take the lead as of right now. The two guys behind him are going to have to really push to try to get over him. Here's a guy who's not afraid to do it. Mike Hawkins out of Catlett, Virginia, and the Lucas Oil Equalizer. Hard hit on the right side. He knows what he has to do at this point. He cannot lay back. He's got to be as aggressive as he possibly can be. He heads to the bus. He needed a little momentum to not get up and over, but water dragged him down right there. Something, though, does not quite sound right in this truck. I don't want to... Actually, don't want to criticize the driving style too much. Something sounds like it's going away in the engine. Starting to sound a little bit rough. Right side here. He's doing a nice job for what it's giving him, but something is going wrong with this truck. You can hear it at the engine. It sounds like it's breaking. I'm starting to see smoke out of the rear end. Though he got some nice air over there on the racing lane. He just slides it around. Momentum, he's keeping momentum up, which is all important. So they get a pretty decent finish here in the freestyle. Let's get some speed. And the engine just went down on him. That'll be the end of it for Mike Hawkins and the Equalizer. Take another look at the run he laid down. He got some good air there on the front stretch. And had some decent moves out here on the infield, but the bus just, he could not get the truck to work for him over there on the bus. And that's where he needed the most speed and momentum to make this thing work the way he wanted to. Up next, final competitor of the evening, Mark Hall out of Champaign, Illinois, in the big Raminator. Hemi-powered Ram truck. Spinning around, he's going to try to make all that horsepower work for him. See, now they might have taken a cue from Stephen Thompson there and headed on around to that center K-rail where there's an opening right in the center of that turn. That's where you need to come in to get the thing lined up for the bus. As you can see, they're trying to find the traction to get these trucks lined up. Now he's going to go ahead and cut into a donut. Just can't get the truck to stop rotating. There is just no traction over there. And this is going to really hurt him. And now line it up. I think he's going for the bus. It looks like he is. Nice shot there. Oh, up on the nose. Impressive couple hits. Again, all that horsepower is actually causing him some problems. Getting the truck straightened up and going move to move. He's doing a nice job of it. Kind of a wild sideways leap there. Let's see if he backsides it. And once Thompson did it, you got to do it if you have any hope of getting a win here, because don't now see where he just was. That's where you would want to enter the infield, is in that part of the turn. Third hit on the bus though. He does a nice job with that. It's a big one. You have to go after that thing. It's the biggest thing on the track. You can't leave it sitting there. You have to hit it. And he did just that. Starting to see a lot of smoke out of this truck, though. And from here, it's hard to tell where that's coming from exactly, but there's a lot of smoke. Looks like coming out of the front end of the truck. He's going to wrap it up right there. Your freestyle winner here in Lernerville, Stephen Thompson. Hurricane Force out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and not quite a perfect track. You had to have a lot of momentum to get the kind of air you were getting.
Oh yeah, you know what? You know, it was a tough track. You know, it was a good track. It was a fun track. Like I said, there was a lot of competition out there. You know, we knew we had kind of a target on our back. You know, we're out of the Monster Jam. So, you know, we had to step it up a little bit there, and I knew, you know, watching everyone, he was only hitting the bus one way. So I took a chance, you know, it was either going to work or it wasn't going to work, and it worked out pretty good, you know, and you know what? It's glad to be here, man. Lernerville, this is the awesome speedway, awesome crowd. And you know what? I'm glad to be here, and we hope to be back next year for sure.
Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, guys.
You know, I think with a run like that, he will be back here next time the Monsters show up, which is in August, by the way. We want to thank Richard and Stephen Walker for all their hospitality, Jeff Percy and the track crew, and everyone here at the Lernerville Speedway in Sarver, Pennsylvania. For everyone at Monster Power, we will see you down the road.